Hello, friends. Friends! I don't know why I get a kick out of myself doing that all the time, every time. Stephen Talbot here, of course, and today is... Why do I always forget what day it is? Today is Saturday, January 20th, 2018, and as you can probably tell, it is a freaking gorgeous day outside. It's like 60 degrees earlier. I bet it's probably a little bit warmer now. Maybe it's cooled off a little bit. I don't know, but it feels great. And the sun's been shining all day, and it's such a wonderful day. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you my experience as I've been leading up to. I've been so excited about the first day with Nashville and Harmony. It was sort of their kickoff day, or I guess our kickoff day, I can say now. And man, what a freaking experience. And I'm going to go into a little detail. I hope this is okay with them. Surely it is, right? Yeah, I think. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, right? Anyway, so I'm going to share with you my experience today because if you're like me, you know, YouTube, I don't know if you know this or not, but YouTube is the #2 search engine in the world behind Google. And if you're like me, you Google everything. So anytime you have a question or you're anticipating something or you want to know about what to expect about something, you Google it or you YouTube it. As you can see behind me, I'm at my friend Mario's house. And there's little Ray Ray. Little Ray Ray. Oh, look. I still have this on. Yeah. Yes. See, look. Nashville and Harmony, Stephen Talbot. And that's cool. So cool. So anyway, if you're like me, you like to Google things and YouTube things or whatever, search on YouTube. And so whenever I first went to the Nashville and Harmony, the what they call a vocal interview, and also when I looked up the first day, nobody really had a video about it. So I thought as part of my vlog, I would share my experience in case future folks happen to stumble across it, and maybe they'll find it helpful of what maybe they can expect or whatever. So today was so awesome. It was. I had been told by several people. I knew one person like for sure that has been in the choir for like I don't know how long, many years I think. He's the section leader of the tenor ones, and so I know him, and he'd already told me just, you know, chill out on the first day. If you're overwhelmed, you know, don't fret. You know, put on your best hat and just make it through, and everything will come together and everything will begin to make more sense. And then I also heard people say phrases like, you know, it's like drinking from a fire hose. Have you ever heard that phrase before? Lots of information. Brand new music. So like in the same day, you're learning about the organization itself, its mission, its values, what they expect from you, membership dues, the cost, what to expect as far as rehearsals are concerned, their outreach program. You're learning about different leaders in the organization. You're learning about just sort of how the ins and outs and how it works. You're also at the same time meeting I'm not cussing, meeting a lot of people that you never met before. You're also, if you don't read music, which I had the privilege of I played trombone in high school I went to Martin Luther King Magnet High School, or I don't know why I said it like that, but in case you're not from here, MLK, it's a magnet school in downtown Nashville. I went there from 7th to 12th grade, and so I played the trombone. What's interesting about my experience playing the trombone is I never really got good at reading music. What I used to do, so I play the trombone, so there's a slide. You guys know what a trombone is. There's a slide, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 different positions. So I would actually take my music at the beginning of every, season or whatever, and I would take it and I would go above every note, and I would put a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. And then so that's the way that I played. So as we went along the notes, I would just look at the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, and I would know exactly where to position my slide. So I never really got good at reading music. So that was a little bit overwhelming for me, but I'm sure that doing this, it will become much, much easier. So, you know, in band, there's all these different things like soft sound and loud sound. I didn't see too much of that stuff in the music. But I did see, like, you know, repeat this and then go back to here to page 1 and just all this craziness. So I was a little bit lost. But anyway, my point is this. It wasn't nearly as overwhelming as I was expecting it to be. In fact, I mean, it was a lot to take in, but yeah, not a big deal. everybody was so nice. I don't know. I wasn't expecting to walk in and everybody be like, oh, catty. You know, a lot of gay people are catty. I mean, that might be stereotypical, but in my experience, a lot of gay people were like, ew, who is she, honey? Looking you up and down and stuff. This was like, first of all, this choir, this community, this organization is not like gay exclusive or lesbian exclusive or anything like that. They're about social change but the majority of people there are definitely gay or lesbian or transgender or whatever. But it's just so interesting. Everybody was so, I can't even, the nicest people I've ever met. Like, there's literally like 130 of them, and everybody was like coming by, patting me on the, welcoming me and saying, welcome, we're glad to have you here. It's gonna make me cry even talking about it. Everybody was so freaking nice. And that certainly made everything very smooth and very... what's interesting about it is, like, I found myself crying, and I found myself covered in chills. There's like... Oh, my God, I just feel like... I know this is going to sound crazy, but I feel like I'm home. I felt like I was home. And that sounds weird. I don't know. It was just an overwhelming, positive, emotional experience. And, man, I felt like... I don't know, it's just, I felt included, and I felt, I don't know if any of this makes sense. I just, oh my God, like, I've just been so emotional. Even after leaving there, I'm just like, I can't, this whole day is just like sort of a blur, but at the same time, I feel included. I feel part of something bigger than myself. I feel a lot of things, and it's all good, and it's all positive. And everybody was so nice and so friendly. So, with that said, if you happen to stumble across this video because you searched for something to do with Nashville and Harmony or whatever, then so I'll explain to you what the day consisted of. So first of all, I had literally known about Nashville and Harmony for many years. I have thought about joining in the past, as I've told you in previous videos. I did not do so. I just wasn't in a place to do that, and little did I know that this is I think this is what my life was missing. Just that sense of like community and serving a bigger purpose, and just it's all volunteer based and outreach and changing the world through music. What could possibly be better than that, So when we first I was definitely not expecting to be so emotional. I literally busted out crying. First of all, the music, this was the first time that anyone had seen this new music, and it reminded me very much of band class in high school, because it's funny, because the first day of a new season, after Christmas break or right at the start of the school year, everybody would get new music, and it sounded like horse crap. It sounded awful, the first run, the first week or whatever. And then eventually you learned your favorite pieces, and then you just love to play them. And then the start of the next season would come around, but everybody in band class would want to play what they already knew. So we would take any open opportunity that we got, any breaks that we had in between learning new music, and we would sing old music because we loved it so much. So anyway, that's sort of what it was like. Like, everybody had new music. Nobody really had heard the arrangements before or whatever. Like I said before, I didn't read music that much, so I'm certain that I'll get better at it. But what amazed me is the fact that no one else had seen this music. And despite that, I just remember my first days of band. The first time we played a song, it sounded like crazy, it was just all over the place. But this group of people, and of course in bands in high schools are not selective. At least in my high school, it wasn't selective. If you wanted to play band, your butt could play band. And so whether you were musically inclined or not, it didn't matter. So you had, I don't know, I guess this group is a little bit selective. They try to be as inclusive as possible, and you can always volunteer even if you're not musically inclined or you can't really carry a tune or whatever. But I guess they're somewhat selective. Anyway, there's a lot of very inspiring and very awesome singers in there, because Ray, come on. Come here, get out of the street. Because as soon as they picked up music, I swear to God, the first 4 measures, the first bar of music that I heard, I was not expecting to be floored. And literally, I couldn't even try to sing for the first 30 minutes. I was crying. I couldn't stop crying. I mean, I was trying to hold back my tears, you know, but it was just so powerful. The voices, and it was so beautiful. Just to be like singing in harmony, like with these people, it's just like, oh, it's just so freaking magical. And man, I wish I would have done this a long time ago. I didn't realize I love to sing, and I've always, I've never really, I've sang karaoke like at an all-inclusive resort in like Mexico and various Caribbean islands. I guess because nobody knew me, I don't know. But I used to sing it there. And aside from that, though, I have never really sung, even though I love to sing, and I knew that I could sing. So anyway, this is like, I feel like this is filling a gap in my heart or something. I don't know. It's very awesome. So anyway, okay. I hope that all makes sense. I know I feel like I'm a little. So what did the day? Come on, Bray. What did the day consist of? So when we first arrived, it started about. I had to be there about 8:45 this morning. When I first got there was like, you know, some breakfast available. And basically, there's just like a guide, not a guide, well, sort of a guide, like a handbook, a member handbook that just talked about the organization, its mission, membership dues, what to expect, rehearsals, as far as like attendance, and just all those various aspects. And so she just, the membership director just sort of walked through all of that. I'm not going to mention anybody's names in here for whatever reason. I don't know. So she just sort of walked us through everything. And then what's really smart is that they buddied us up with a buddy so that we wouldn't feel like so lost. So shortly after we went through all of that, we got a buddy. My buddy was like super, super cool, super laid back, super informative, super helpful. You going across the street? Okay. Super informative, super helpful. And that's a great idea that they did that. And then we sort of like went to they have a church that they use. I actually just saw on the director's Facebook profile that I think he might be the director of the church musical group in addition to the Nashville Harmony. I'm not quite sure, but so this church evidently has donated its space for this organization to use. And so we were downstairs at first, and then we went upstairs, and the whole chorus is much bigger than I thought. I knew that it was like 100 and something members. I guess I didn't have I wasn't able to scale that in my head. I thought, for some reason in my mind, I was thinking 100 people is not that much, but it filled up the entire, it wasn't a huge church, but it filled up every pew. And it was great. Everybody was so freaking nice, man. So nice. So we literally sang new music that I'd never seen before all day long. And it was so awesome. It was just so awesome. And I have another practice tomorrow. In fact, I'll have one every Sunday, which I'm very excited for. And I'm just so happy to have found this. Because like I said, I have a lot of friends. I mean, I have friends, but my previous life, for the past like 6 or 7 years, I pretty much stay home all the time. Never go out. Very rarely go out to eat. I mean, stay home, cook at home with my ex-partner. We were just homebodies. And prior to that, for many years, I worked, I was a DJ in a nightclub. So I went from like having this social, and I'm an introvert anyways, but when I get in my element, where I know people or whatever, I am like a butterfly, a social butterfly. And I had forgotten what it was like to, I mean, don't get me wrong, I have friends. I'm just saying that, I don't know, I don't know. This was definitely something that was missing in my life, and I'm very happy that my path has led me to this opportunity to be able to sing with this group of people. And outside of singing, it's not just a chorus. They have a mission, and they have all these committees, and they have this outreach program, and they do things like today they were singing actually right here. I'm right by the Basilica Mall. It's right across the street. They were singing for the Women's March. I was going to go, but then I didn't really know the music, and then I saw the music, a sheet of music, and it was very easy to learn, but still I didn't know it. So, plus I didn't have the little t-shirt. A lot of people have the t-shirts that say the Nashville Harmony on them. I didn't have that, so anyway, there's always next time. So they do all sorts of stuff. So in addition to just singing, I will be able to possibly exercise my skills. Like, I'm very good at many things. I'm very good at marketing and social media. And hell, I've been in the travel industry for years and years. I was in the computer and tech industry for years and years. very good at automating things. I'm very good at Zapier. I'm a Microsoft certified SQL expert. Not SQL. Well, MCSC, whatever. I haven't done it in so long. Business intelligence developer with Microsoft certified. So I mean, there's probably a lot of things that I could contribute, and that I could use my own skills to get back to something bigger than myself. And it's funny because I talked about this also in one of my earlier videos about how I really wanted to find something to volunteer for and something to be a part of that was bigger than me. And looking back, I used to, from a very young age, I went to church all the time. I went to church every Wednesday. I went to church every Wednesday, every Sunday morning, and every Sunday night, 3 times a week. Church retreats, we went twice in the spring, twice in the fall, and I did two 7-day or two different week summer camps. What's interesting is when I grew up in Nashville in a Section 8, which is like, if you're not familiar with what that is, it's not quite the government housing, it's not quite projects, but it's kind of a step above that, I think, if that makes sense. They don't pay, I don't know, but anyway, it was pretty projects anyways. And we lived right beside a church. This is really for another video. I'll just briefly talk about it because it sounds odd that I went to church so much, is the reason I'm telling you this right now. So I grew up in Section 8 off of Edmondson Pike, and right next to us was a little Free Will Baptist church. And as kids, we didn't have nothing to do, and so they would we would walk to that church, and they would feed us sometimes, and they had a youth group, and so we would do the whole camp thing with them, and summer camp, and fall camp, and spring camp, and all of that. But then there was also a Church of Christ down the street that had a shuttle that came around and picked us up. So we actually went to Free Will Baptist and Church of Christ simultaneously for years. We went to both of their summer camps, both of their fall camps, spring camps, every Sunday. We would go Sunday mornings to the small church, Sunday nights to the bigger Church of Christ church, and we would also go to Wednesday nights at the Church of Christ church. So that's why I went to church so damn much. Sorry, I just cussed. God, swear jar. I'm trying my best not to cuss. As I told you in yesterday's video, I catch myself cussing all the time, and I've got to stop. I cuss like a sailor. I mean, in the right environment, I don't. But to you guys, I cuss like a sailor, and when I'm around friends, I cuss like a sailor. Professionally, I don't cuss, but well, I might slip. It might slip every now and then. I'm not sure, but anyway, I digress. So I've already been going for 17 minutes. I'm sorry. I feel like I've been rambling and talking really fast. I'm just so excited about this, and if anybody searches this on YouTube, I hope that they find this video, and I hope that this inspires you to reach out and to join, and to by all means ask me any questions. I don't know that much, I probably know the least amount that anybody else knows since today was literally my first day. But to sum this all up, I'm so excited. I feel like the journey that I'm on has led me to this exact space, and I'm so thankful to everybody who was so nice and so kind, and I'm very excited to be a part of this group. So that said, I'll stop being emotional and stop acting so damn gay. Actually, that's stereotypical too. God, I'm a prejudiced, awful person. I'm just kidding, I'm really not. I hope you guys know that I'm not. I catch myself saying like all these, I try to be careful, I try to be correct, Anyway, I hope that you guys get that from, I hope that by now, if you've watched any number of my videos, that you know exactly who I am. Who the hell are you? See, out here I go cussing again. Anyway, gotta take a breath. Breathe, Steven, breathe. I forget to breathe sometimes when I'm excited and talking. So with that, I will bid you guys farewell. Thank you as always, literally from the bottom of my heart. I just, all the support and the people that have reached out to me, and I hope that this continues to grow, and I hope that, you guys continue to inspire me, and that I can bring some inspiration to you. And yeah, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please take a second to subscribe. I would really appreciate it. If you like this video in particular, please give me a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, concerns, or if you think my ass is cute, there I go cussing again, please let me know in the comments below. And as always, until next time, enjoy yourself.